Alright, okay. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to dual boot Windows XP and Windows 7. Now, for this tutorial, Windows 7 is going to have to be installed first. I might make a tutorial on how to dual boot them with XP installed first. So, let's get started. Okay, so first off, we have to do one crucial thing. Because Windows XP is so old, it can't easily find drivers for these newer computers we have. So what we're gonna have to do is go to, device manager. Just type that in, click enter, hit enter. There we go. Now we're gonna have three crucial drivers we need. We need our display adapter, our network adapter, and our sound adapter. Now, we need these because Windows XP can't find them, so we just won't have our drivers if we don't find them before we install it. So what you're gonna have here, I'm running VirtualBox, so it just says VirtualBox graphics, and I have to use Internet Explorer because this copy of Windows 7 is brand new. So what I'm gonna look up, well, I wouldn't look up this because I have this thing that installs all my drivers for me. But if this is on your system, you'd want to go into display adapters and it'd say like ATI or something or Intel or whatever, and then you just type that in, like blah blah, and then you just type Windows XP driver, just like that, and now you put your driver name in this area. And so that's all we need to do for that part, and then you can just store all your downloaded drivers here, ready to go. Now the downloads must match your bits and the operating system, which is going to be Windows XP 32 or 64-bit depending on your CD, which version is on your CD. I have 32-bit. So now, next thing, we're going to have it dual booted, so we need to make a new partition. So just type in partition in the search thingy. I spelled it wrong. You shouldn't. And so you type partition, and then under this control panel entry, create and format hard disk partitions. Now I have a messed up partition right here. Let me get rid of it. I'm just gonna delete this real fast. Extend volume. Alright. Now, so what we're going to do is we're going to right click our C drive, or whatever drive is your main drive. So, or whatever drive you want to shrink. So, we want to shrink our main drive. So, most main drives are C. So, we're going to right click this little C box, click shrink volume. It's going to take a little while. Sometimes this thing might never load, so you just close out of it and reopen it, but I think it's gonna load. Just have to wait a little while because it takes a while to load. Okay, so now that's loaded. This is in megabytes. We want to shrink by gigabytes, so I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to do some math here, and so this is the amount you want to shrink. So this is how much we want to take off and make it to a new partition. So in my case, I just want 10 gigs. So 10 gigs would be 10,000. 1,000 is just 1 gig. So 20,000 is 20 gigs, 30,000 30 gigs, 1,000 is 1, 2,000 is 2 gigs, and so on and so forth. So we're going to shrink 10 gigs. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so now that it's unshrinking, you'll get this big box with black on the top. So what we're going to do is right click this and make new simple volume. So just click next. Oh, wait. So then just next. Then we're going to change our drive letter to any drive. I'm going to make it A. Next. Then I'm going to format this volume. You don't have to mess with any of this. You can just change the volume label. Windows XP. So just change the volume label. You don't need to change any of this. That's just the type of disk. But we just want NTFS, so just you can leave all of it alone. Alright, now we have our partition done. So now we have everything ready. So, except we have everything basically ready. We just need to get our last thing. We need to go to neosmart.com. Wait, .net. Easy. So, you're gonna go to neosmart.net/easybcd. Now I'll put this link in the description. So let's go down. You want to scroll all the way down, and then you're gonna download free for limited non-commercial use. So we can just leave all this blank. Download. Okay, now we can just click run. I hate Internet Explorer. So just go next. So install of it, but we don't run it because we're gonna need this program crucially for later. Because we need this. Now the next requirement you need, we got everything down that we're gonna need later on, but we need requirements. So we need an XP Pro disk or a Windows 7 or Windows Vista disk. Now we're gonna need the Vista or 7 disk to repair a problem we're gonna run into later on. So you better have that prepared, otherwise you can't really get around that problem at all. So you're gonna get an XP Pro disk or XP Pro disk and a Windows 7 or Windows Vista disk. So we're gonna restart. Wait, I'm gonna put in my XP disk. There we go. I'm on a laptop, just so you know. So, yeah. Some things might be a little different, but if anything is different, I'll show you how to do it on a desktop if there is anything different, which I don't think there is. So, let's wait for this to load. Devices, CD, DVD. Oh, whoops. Okay, just leave that alone. So just close out of everything. Just close out of every new Windows that pop up because of the disk that you just put in, like this. You can just leave it alone, and then you just want to reboot. Okay, now when we reboot, we're going to have to change our main boot device. I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to click F12 or F2 right when you start up, and then you're going to run into some kind of boot menu. So you probably have to navigate by arrow keys, but for me I just have to click one key. So you use the arrow keys to navigate through, and you want to make CD-ROM your very first drive, okay? So I'm going to click C. So you want to select it and move it up to first. So we're going to move from CD. And since this is loading our main hardware configuration, this is going to take a little while, so I'm going to pause the video as it loads. Okay, and we're back. So now, after all of our drivers have loaded, you will get to the screen. Now what you want to do is use the arrow keys to navigate down to your partition. We named it Windows XP, so we're going to select it, and we're going to use partition, format the partition using the NTFS file system quick. Let's go format, pressing F. list of files you copied. Right? Okay, so this is the next part that's going to take a while, so when we get to the very next part, I will begin the video again. Okay, so yeah. Okay, we're back, and now, if you don't, just, after it's done copying all those files and stuff, it's just gonna reboot, and so don't boot from CD or anything. Just let it go on, and then it'll come to this screen, and then you basically finish all this, just the rest of these menus, and I'll come back on if you need to, when we need to change something, okay? So you basically just enter product key, organization, name and stuff, and you just finish this part all yourself. So I'll come back when it's done. It's gonna take about 40 minutes. Okay, we're back, and so after we finished our main installation, it reboots again, and then we get to this screen. So we're just gonna click OK. Okay, it's adjusting our resolution. Just gonna wait for this. So we're just gonna set up Windows right now. Wait. There we go. Well, and we're back. So we can just change our user stuff. Rocket ship guy, spaceman. And so now we're going to find a driver. So you don't have to. You can take the tour if you want to and stuff. So we're gonna go to my computer. Your main drive. It's actually gonna be like E or something. Or maybe. No. If you see only 3 folders. Documents, a setting, program files, and Windows. This is your XP drive. So we want to go back. So local disk D is our Windows 7 disk. So what we're going to do is going to go users, your username, desktop, and drivers, or your driver folder. You don't have to go to desktop. Depends where you put it. If you put it in documents, you would take it out of documents and such. So you want to go to driver, you want to install all your drivers. I have this little thing that installs them all for me. Continue. Now we reboot after all of our drivers are installed. So we're gonna reboot. And there we go. So that little thing installed all my drivers for me. So now we have all of our drivers installed. And if you notice, when you reboot your computer, it doesn't boot in Windows 7. It doesn't give you any options. So what we're going to do is we're going to... we are going to use our Windows 7 disk. Or Windows Vista disk now. That's where it comes into play, so... just put it in your CD drive. I'm just gonna put mine in. Okay, now we're gonna reboot into that disk. Just gonna boot into it. Setup. So just load the setup. Ugh. Alright. Hit next. Now we're gonna click in the corner. If you have a Windows Vista disk, it's gonna say you just select your language, and like it'll be my language or is English or whatever your language is, and you click next, and it'll say Windows Vista with its green background stuff, and then you just go into this corner and click repair your computer. And so this is, in my case, it's Windows 7. So in the Windows Vista and 7 disk, you go through and click your language and stuff, and then when you get to this screen where it says install now, you go on the bottom left and click repair your computer. Search for Windows installation. See, it's gonna come up with this, most likely. Windows found problems with your computer startup options. Do you want to apply repairs and restart your computer? You want to repair it and restart. That will fix it. If it does not fix it, just tell me and I'll post I'll post a link for it in the description of how to fix it. Windows 7. Alright, now we're back in Windows 7. So we're gonna go EasyBCD. So this is why we installed EasyBCD. I'll show you. Okay, don't do anything I'm about to do now because it's kind of weird. Alright, so when you load up EasyBCD, it's gonna come up with this. Default Windows 7 skipped, entry 1 Windows 7 C. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna click add new entry. Then you're gonna, in type, you're gonna put Windows NT 2K XP 2K3. And then you can change it to whatever you want. So I'm gonna say Windows XP y'all. Right? Windows XP y'all. So it adds it to our BCD or master boot record or whatever. So then we're gonna go to BCD deployment, and we're gonna click install the Windows XP bootloader to the master boot record or MBR. Just click yes, and we're gonna exit out of this, and we're gonna reboot, and that's my country accent. Reboot. Anyway. Yeah, so you're gonna reboot into Windows XP, because what it does is it adds it to the bootloader, so you can select. See, now we have Windows 7 and Windows XP, y'all. So you can boot into either one, and that's basically how you so that's basically how you dual boot Windows XP and Windows 7. So thank you all for watching, and happy Easter.